There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find a way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.
Psychologist, relationship coach, but we're not the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself. You know, ladies are constantly thinking about their biological clock, which is ticking very fast, and this comes with a lot of anxiety and stress to settle down. And at times you just give in to whatever and whoever comes your way because you want to settle down and you want to get married. So what is one supposed to do when time is ticking and they cannot find a person to marry? That's a conversation we're going to be having today. So please do join in, drop us a comment down below, tell us where you're tuned in from, and also if you have a question, if you have a comment, you're welcome to do so and interact with us right here on the Benjamin Zulu Global with me, Janik. And we have, you know, ladies normally use this, unfortunately, as a strategy to settle down very fast because you're saying my biological clock is ticking, you know, and you find that you end up settling with the wrong person.
And for men also, it also affects men a lot. I've met men who would tell me they just can't find the right person. I was there. It's not easy. Intentional dating leaves you in a very small minority. People date and they're on a mission, they have a purpose, they have standards. They are forced to either compromise or struggle.
Yeah.
You're given either of two choices. This market is very ruthless for people who have, you know, preferences. If you just want to marry for the sake of marrying, you can find human beings.
They're everywhere.
If you stop asking anything, just give, it's okay. Why do you scour the whole city looking for a car, and yet cars are all over? It looks contradictory.
Yeah.
Because you are specific.
Right.
If somebody told you, get a car near you and give me the pay bill, I pay. When you're not the one paying, and you didn't even think about it, somebody just there to surprise with a car, they'll give me 1 hour to get, do you have one? Okay, the pay bill. If you are marrying like that. So those people date for pleasure, for smashing, for whatever, may not struggle. But the one who is withdrawing all his savings, all her savings, to purchase a car that will contain their next season in life. My friend, that person will be particular to the T.
Yeah.
That's how dating is.
Yeah.
Those who are expending their life and giving their true all, their all to this, my friend, it will not be easy.
That's true.
I'm sorry those who have been preparing, especially Christians who have been praying, and they're saying, I believe, and so you're prepared, and then you say, I don't fornicate, I don't do wrong things, and when I get ready, I'll just find the person that I believe. Sorry. Sometimes miracles happen, many times they don't. It's a journey. It's a journey. And you envy those who tell you they did not struggle. But many times, those who tell you they did not struggle just settle to avoid the struggle anyway.
Yeah, yeah. And that's very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because they can't admit. Very common with people who rushed into marriage before they did anything in their life. And my wife helped me because I was very stressed. I married at 19, we are 10 years, no problem, age doesn't matter. I married at 20, I met my guy at 18, we are at 21, now we are counting, now that is. And they come to counter your encouragement of young people to first prepare for life. And when my wife picked the real problem, it released me. She said, these people have nothing else to live for apart from marriage. So they go to it and they put their eyes there because they don't have a growth, a certain level of self-evolution to attain. They don't have a sense of destiny, spirit, or God, whom to first seek about their purpose. They are their own God. They don't have, somebody called me from the USA, he got married at 15. And I say, why are you involving me? Bro, this is your life. Do you think I hear you saying, and do you think? So he's saying I've been married for 13 years and he's only 28. bro, I'm not your God. Please. You're happy with your life? Live your life.
Yes.
From that day when my wife stated the real problem, I said, come to think of it. I said, you see, growth belongs to those who are going anywhere.
That's true. And not everyone is going everywhere, anywhere.
Yes. Yeah. Growth is for those who have a larger life to actualize. Somebody who pictures something beyond just mating and copulating. Somebody who has the world to see, wants to climb to the top of the mountain to see the world. That's the person who can't risk teaming up so early that they carry a person who was going nowhere. Then the person stops you from going. The biggest risk with marriage when you are a traveler is that you marry a non-traveler when you're a traveler. And they cancel your journey.
Yeah.
It feels like a swindle, a conmanship. When you married this person and that time it was all about fun. And then they are trying to say, no, it's about journey, it's about traveling. They say, what? That was not what we lived for. So we're not saying those people are wrong, we just say that's the life they've settled for. Yeah. And the one who gave them the life will deal with it. We are not in the place of God. Joseph told his brothers, I'm not in the place of God. Let me tell you, part of what we are describing and why it's an important discussion is when you have anywhere to go with your life. You struggle to find a partner when you have a standard to measure them against.
Yeah.
Your struggle to find a soulmate comes from being selective. When you marry for destiny, you're trying to check whether your destiny and theirs marry. Many people don't have a sense of destiny. They don't have a sense of destiny. You know it because they've always been in relationships, because they need to be with someone. They can't be with themselves or with life or with God or with the spirit or with the future. Oh, they can't be. And it's very painful to face existence by yourself when you've never done it, when you've never intended to do it. Jonick, remember, self-control it's uncomfortable. Saying no to your body is uncomfortable. Delaying gratification is not easy. This is for people who live for something larger. And marriage is only a part of their life. It's not entirety of their life. You remember me telling you in another show about the covenants. We entered because of our background and what we wanted to achieve. I was dreaming one day to have a large audience. I would just used to see myself holding a microphone speaking to many people. I did not know the context. I just knew. But now coming from the valley of the shadow of death, and you're hoping to climb all the way to the mountain, you must have vows, oaths, and anchors that keep you going. If you let your feelings, because everybody is dating, you date too. When we finally qualified for university, one of my friends left home with a girl. I think for him, he had made it so far, he wanted to make it. So he went to the university with a girlfriend, picked a girl from the Peel Engine, and started life. For me, I could just shiver. Because I know we have made a major step, but we're still very far away. I knew graduates when graduated and they were 5 years, 10 years before getting any money. So part of me knew the degree is a license of entry, but it's not a guarantee of a job.
Yeah.
That part was also still scary. And I knew this guy, there's a part you don't know. And since then, his life just took that direction. From this woman to that woman, the struggle here, the struggle here. And if he has arrived to what he wanted, and he has a job, if that's what you live for. But we are talking about those people who can't just marry a person they can't reason with. Reason and resonate. Think. Even play. Do you know for you to be able to play, the person must be able to catch each other's jokes. But what if the person doesn't catch your jokes, they even feel offended? It would be very difficult to sit in the same space.
Yeah.
That's one reason people don't go home early. They go home with the other people asleep because they're not friends, they can't talk. They did not marry with that selective criteria.
Yeah.
Many people actually married a person that could dominate and do whatever they want. With the time, they get tired of doing whatever they want. But they're still married to that person. One guy was trying to get married in a wedding and his wife showed up with 4 children. I'm married to this guy, these are our children. Why is he getting married? You can't run away from all this clan. You know?
Yeah.
So that reaches the point some of these people who married the wrong motive of selfishness. Life changes and they want better life. They want bigger things. Two things you're going to do if you've been experiencing pushback. Let me remind you, if your marriage will help society raise healthier children, bring happiness, bring peace, if it will bring profitableness, make your talents to flourish, if your marriage will make life better for you, for your family, expect pushback when you're trying to enter into that marriage. Expect pushback. The people who don't experience any difficulty are those who are not posing any challenge to the forces, to the status quo, who are just drifting.
Moving with the wind.
Yes. If you intend to raise good children, to be there, look at many families. The first person, good person, is the one who dies first. Have you ever wondered that? The one who cared for the parents, the one who supported others, is the one who doesn't get married. Is the one who suffers diseases. You want to know? The people who care for nothing don't go through this kind of problems. Why is the good-hearted one in our village I witnessed? The hopes of many people were buried prematurely. It disturbed me for many years. The boys and girls who topped, who flew high, experienced the most difficulties. So I knew there must be something about those who want success. The first thing I want you to do is to elevate your ground, to elevate your viewpoint. Step up to a higher ground. The book of Revelation, after the first 3 chapters of the church's history, now, when he's stepping up to the final gear, to the eternal gear, he says, come up higher. From then on, we are told about the things that shall come. Previously, we was told things that are, to this church, tell them this, to this church. Then, when he is done describing the earth, what is going on now, told him, come up higher, and I'll show you things that must shortly take place. When God says shortly, he might mean 2,000 years. Because it's existing in billions of years where time is no limit. For him, even a million years can just be shortly.
Yeah.
So when he told him shortly, it's been 2,000 years now, things that must shortly take place. Slightly less than 2,000 years since then. But he told him to be shortly. I'm happy they shortly allowed me to live, to be born, because I did lost it. Earlier, I would not have been born. So I cannot dare complain. Why has God delayed? Thank you for the delay. They allowed me to get in. You know? I want you to know, sometimes you struggle because you are tuning your radio on a very low frequency. Do you think the biggest challenge of dating for conscious people is that they don't know their standard? They don't know their level.
Yeah.
They want to marry like other people. Your younger bro already married. Your younger sis, you even, the way people call you mom, mentor, dad. You mentored them, they got married, you are not getting married. And the people who approach you asking for advice on how to get married are not on your level. Did I outgrow? Did I overstay? Did I stay too long? Only about 10% in my experience of people value growth before marriage.
Yeah, many of us, we go the other direction.
We'll grow together.
The two have become one, so we'll grow together.
Then you're becoming one with a person you're not alike.
Yeah.
Because you do not know what you look like. You know, you don't know your color. You don't know which color goes with you. When you say color matching, you should know one color. So
at least you know what to match.
So if you don't know any color, you know, you ask, does this match? You ask match with?
With, yes.
So some of us did not find out what we are.
Yeah.
So we could match with anything. Only to realize later we are wearing red and yellow. And then we have to make do. Colors don't matter, we are color guys. Many people are trying to make do. They can't admit. I want to tell you, expect a pushback. But the solution I found for me was to elevate to a higher ground. Elevating to a higher ground means to become more visible to a wider audience. If you are 1 in 100, the one you're trying to marry is also 1 in 100. Once you become 1 in 1,000, the people you can match with are also
1 in 1,000.
That's the part I had not understood.
Yeah.
When I took the time, Daniel was comforted. He was told, from the time you set your heart to pray and to seek, your prayers were heard and your answer was released. Let me tell you, from the day you set your heart to seek greater things than self-gratification. You know, growth is the most selfless thing. How to be better for society, better for your destiny. The moment you set out to become better and larger, instantly you have changed who you resonate with.
And I love the direction you're going, because you find that there's those people who become very content in the social surrounding that they're in. So how does expanding your social circle almost like, you know, broaden your options in terms of maybe who to settle down with?
For me, it involved joining social media, Facebook, and using it both for socialization and also for searching. Many people have social media, but they have never utilized it to see people and meet new people. For me, it also meant that I removed that micro view of my locality where I came from, and to see a global possibility.
Right.
And I started questioning character rather than just clan. I started looking for my tribe in the sense of soul family, not just ethnicity. I changed my definition. I really elevated to, I could now talk to people without small biases that were other people around me were very big on. I realized after you evolve, they stop to matter. For example, some people say I can't marry a person with a child until you realize the character of the person you're looking for is so rare. If you ever find them and they have a child, you won't mind.
That's true.
You're only dogmatic when you're naive. It's a privilege of naive to say, I can never. The day you realize you wanted a person who can think together, the person who can challenge you,
Yeah.
or accommodate your quirkiness, a person who can live with you. You know, I came to realize I got a language from the self-discovery that I was an intense person. I feel things very deeply. I don't know those who say men are not emotional. I'm not among them. I feel things intensely. David felt things so intensely. He cried, he sang, and God said he has a heart after mine. So I realized God is intense. He loves intensely. He feels. I said, preserve the nature of God. Don't go to the nature of dead people, trees. Those who don't care, those who don't feel. Stop feeling ashamed of your feelings. They just make you more godlike, more divine. Just control the feelings. They don't carry you. But again, don't love the wrong people because you love so deeply. It will crush you.
Yeah.
So when I learned that I can't love partially, now I have to find a person who is safe to love. Those who are just exciting but not stable are not the ones.
Yeah.
Those who are intriguing but they come from the other side. You know, some people are very intriguing but you don't share values. These people, you don't share values. They don't live what you live for.
That's true.
But they're very exciting. They really excite. You know, the bad girl, bad boy thing?
Yes.
No. And I have to force myself, no. You know? Just to tell you, I want you to elevate so that you can see more people. Be seen by more people. The reason is precisely because it came to be true for me, the person you end up marrying, you have never met. People have been dating the one they are falling infatuation with and holding on to them and making sure they marry them. Because for them, the risks are so low. You, child of destiny, the stakes are so high.
Yeah, you have a lot to lose.
Should you just marry a person out of familiarity and then they can't allow you to start to go for that dream you know you're meant to go for? What have we lost? You will die of that trauma.
Yeah.
You'll die regretting. Imagine the guy started 2 Rivers. If he married a person who's opposed exactly to you buying land here, risking here, trying to build things. Well, then they die saying, I wanted to build a mall, a global mall. Huh? The second thing I want you to do is to gather a team for the dream. Previously, you've been doing this solo. Searching has been very individual business. For most people, just go out, look out, connect, drag a person to the. I found this one. The general story about people date is they go out, come with someone.
Yes.
That is not your story. I want you to change to the following story. Get resourceful people on your side. I don't know an intentional seeker who doesn't look for Samuel to say we've been looking for donkeys 3 days when to find them. Only to realize it was not the donkeys. It was them who needed to be found. I don't know an intentional seeker who did not need a seer, a life coach, a counselor, an advisor. Most athletes or performers have coaches.
Yeah.
But when it comes to seeking the mate of life, we don't associate it with needing a coach. We think our feeling, our radar will get a coach, get books, get podcasts, join conferences, begin to join to groups, get online, go to those spaces that people discuss life, where people talk sense. Those spaces are rare, but when you look for them, they are there. My friend, I can't tell you how many places now I exited with joy after I got married. Tell them, goodbye, guys. It was such a relief.
Thanks for the help.
It was such a relief to realize now my life now, I had gathered such resourceful people that the notions, ideas they were dropping, the nuggets, were so instrumental to our But what are we doing? We are dating well. We are still surrounded by just work colleagues, neighbors, church mates, and just the besties. I mean, I'm looking, I'm open. No. For you, you're going to ascend.
Yeah.
Number 2, you're going to gather a team. You're going to join spaces and invest money. Invest your resources. The wonderful thing about investing in resources that you will surprise you. That you may go to the counselor thinking, I just want to know whether I could be projecting some things, some fears that could be preventing, only to realize that you have deficiencies or trauma or past story that has been shaping what you're attracting to so much that if you don't resolve that, you're going to deliberately fall for, your love language sometimes is a trauma language. You're going to fall for a person who activates the lack in you, and you're going to marry a toxic person precisely because you're still stuck in that place of reenacting.
Yeah.
Psychological realities are very dangerous because they're unconscious. They don't scream, you don't hear them. But they control your life. You don't get to know that it's going on, but it goes on.
Yeah.
Just to tell you this. The wonderful part about going to the mirror of self-evaluation, standing in front of an expert when you are dating this way, they get to show you other things you did not even ask. Good experts are not everywhere you really have to look. I'm not saying everybody with a doctor is reliable. We all know you have to do your own due diligence.
Yeah. But
I'm saying when you invest in having a team, they will give you the other side you did not even know you needed.
They help you in the vetting process.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, they don't even need to show up at the date with you. They just give you a checklist that you go with.
Yeah.
Early signs. For example, you can listen to a show or follow a podcast where we teach you that one sign that a person will cheat is when they are not convictional about fidelity. They are rather
neither here nor there.
Skittish, yes.
Yeah.
They have a disturbing silence about core issues. They're leaving doors open. They're marrying for social reasons. They say what you want to hear. They're not committed to it.
Yeah.
You hear their opinions or lack of opinions on issues that are very pertinent to you. And you really have to press for them to say something about it. That's a red flag. How would you know that unless you had sat at a table where it's being discussed? And when my mentor said, some of the ladies you fall in love for don't have the capacity to be wife. And they will love you too because you make their life easier. So just because somebody says, I love you too, and you love them, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Check whether they have the capacity. And he told me the capacity is what Rebecca came and not only watered, gave the messenger water to drink, she also watered. She told me, you will know the signs when you see ready service. Somebody who just readily serves and they find pleasure. One of the core elements was, when you tell me this is a person you marry, I will ask you to show me a group of people or young people who they have mentored and helped to grow and become better people. That's how they will raise your children. He was very specific. Told me, you guys are marrying slave queens who are not mentors, don't have the heart of a mother.
Yeah.
He said, mother is a heart. Getting a child is only a subsequent thing. He said, if you don't see that, you are being led by feelings, and you'll end up with that. These people are just so, attitudes, aloof. The Michal, the wife of David, who couldn't understand why he's dancing so much and embarrassing himself, did not understand his God, his spiritual life. She insulted it, and she was struck with barrenness henceforth. She had fallen for him. It says that Michal liked David. And yes, they married somebody they like. Jacob loved Rachel, but they did not share values. Rachel is stealing the idols of her father. Many of the people you fall for, you don't belong together. The day you find the right marriage of Isaac and Rebecca, the connection will be on another level. So for me, is gather the kind of team who can give you insights that were otherwise invisible to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true. And then you have this wonderful book, Dating Right. You have put down very amazing insights and nuggets of wisdom where dating is concerned. And I'd like to read an extract. This is in love to avoid loneliness and love sickness.
Yes.
All right. So there's a difference between feeling lonely and feeling lovesick.
Yes.
First of all, this one, I got stuck here for a while, and I was like, what do you mean? And I had to read further. So lonely is a void inside that you feel when you're by yourself.
Yes.
It means you have no way of making yourself happy, and you find your own company empty and boring. So we have this group of people, they just want to be with other people because they don't love their own company.
Exactly.
Self-love is not there.
Exactly.
So it goes on further to say, at a sign of being detached from your soul, it's a sign of it's a sign of being detached from your soul. Many people try to treat loneliness by seeking company and distractions, but that never works.
What about Lovesick? I'm sure people want to know. Just give them a pick so they can buy the book.
All right. So it goes on further to say loneliness in your soul is your soul missing your attention.
Exactly.
You're supposed to focus inward and attend to yourself by exploring things that are unique to you and finding pride in attributes that make you unique as a person. All right.
That's deep.
Yes, very. So lovesick, on the other hand, let me just read a small portion of it.
Yes.
Lovesick, on the other hand, is the unease that comes from longing for someone you're in love with.
Exactly. So that's when you feel the separation anxiety from somebody you genuinely connected to. So loneliness has been confused. People also call it boredom. It has been confused with needing love from outside.
Right.
If you don't know which songs you can sing and lift your moods, if you don't know the places you can go and make yourself a happy meal you can make, even a nap you can take, or a drive you can take, a book you can read, and social media you can look, and lesson you can. If you don't know anything that brings you joy, even when you get another person, you burden them with that work, and they can't do it, and you'll be frustrated with them.
Right.
Loneliness can be cured by dating or love. You're going to start having sex, start having pornography, anything that scratches you to feel any stimulation. And still the emptiness returns with a crashing. You must learn how to have fullness inside of you. And that does not mean you are self-contained, you can't get mad. No, it means now you have a full life, and when you get another person, going to have a vibrant life, we share. We don't borrow love, we share it. And it's when two full souls connect that is when there's magic. And the interplay is what comes like a good dance of life. Love itself is a journey, and we needed both of us to be capable of journeying.
Yeah.
So we are saying, don't say you're lovesick just because you're longing for somebody to show you, to make you feel seen. You're the one to grant yourself the gift of existence.
Right.
You're the one to look at the mirror and say, I see you. You're the one to validate yourself.
Right.
Otherwise, if another person comes and validates you, either you will disagree with it or you will think they're doing you a favor. You will overreact. You will overcompensate. But if you know you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're worthy, you're prince, you're king, you're queen, and somebody comes and says it, you just agree with it. You're not, so, really? Am I that good? Are you sure? Oh, thank you. You know it, they confirm it.
Yeah.
You're sharing a truth. They agree to a truth. Anytime people love you more than you love yourself, you'll always disagree, you'll always overreact. Anytime people buy you a cloth you don't think you deserve, you want to wear it, you will overreact.
Yeah.
Anytime people love you more than you think you're worthy, you will run away, you feel pressured. Sometimes women run because the guy comes and calls her the angel, can never sing, can never do anything, angel, and you know you're not an angel. Boy. This guy is mistaken, you run. Because the day you become human, they'll be disappointed. There's a place for poetry, but please can you learn who I am?
Yes.
So that as you praise me, you are in alignment. You don't give me a standard to live up to, which I can't manage.
Yeah.
You know? So we are just saying, you need to learn. The concept here is that you need a fullness to date from a place of fullness and richness. Yes.
And I think that's a wonderful way of wrapping up our conversation for today. For this and more amazing nuggets, please grab yourself a copy of this book, Dating Right. It's absolutely amazing. It has wonderful nuggets, where dating is concerned, because dating is not just dating, but you need to make sure that you're dating right. And my take home for today is that even if time is running out, take your time. Then if time is running out, your biological clock is ticking, as a guy you feel like it's time for you to settle down and put your house in order, take your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Till next time, goodbye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the